Hey guys, what's up? Grimace and Sam back with another video, and today we have episode 6 of Georgia Southern Eagles Dynasty. Now, of course, going 8-5 through the season and ending up winning the Cure Bowl, not quite making it to the conference championship because, of course, we did finish in, I think, 3rd place in the conference. Now, of course, coming off a very successful season, going 8-5, that's very, very, very successful from where we were predicted to start because, we weren't predicted to do very well, right? We were predicted to barely have a winning record, let alone an 8-5 and 6-2 in the Sun Belt. Our only losses really coming to Appalachian State and Troy, unfortunately, as well as a couple others, but still very successful season so far on the year. Not being the highest overall, but not being the lowest overall as well. So it's not too impressive. We definitely have some more ground to make up. We do have some fun job offers. If we were just doing a coach, career, this would be very fun. I could go to Colorado, take over Colorado after Deion leaves. He probably left for, in universe. We could probably rule this up to going to the NFL. A team that's at the top of the draft, wanting to draft Shedeur Sanders, offers Deion the job to make him sign for and make it as easy as possible. Rice and Old Dominion, not as fun. Old Dominion definitely has some cool jerseys. Wouldn't be a bad situation to go to, but we are sticking with Georgia Southern. We are here to build Georgia Southern. We are going to do that. So we are within the bowl weeks. So we're at week 2. So we'll go ahead and move forward. I don't plan on using any of the coach skill upgrades, the coach skill point upgrades, until we get to where we need to be and where, of course, where we need to spend more. I don't want to spend points on something that I do not need currently at this moment, right? I don't want to spend them on skills, on a part of skills that we're just not going to be using, right? I don't want to spend it on, D-line skills and then not be going after any D-linemen to really help our team. Staff moves, I don't think that matters too much. I don't think anything's going to be too crazy. Some new head coaches, but I don't really think anything really matters. I'm going to go see if I can find I don't know. I'm not seeing anything. Let's see. Fired or... It doesn't say anything. It doesn't say anything for... It legitimately doesn't say anything for why he left. So, I'm just going to mark it up to him going to the NFL to be with his son or even to be with Travis Hunter, being offered a job. It would definitely, like I said, be cool to go take over Buffalo the year after a lot of their main guys move on and be able to take over that team that, has had some very, very big stories about themselves. We're going to go through the national championship. I'm not worried about it too much. I think we do need to go check out stats, though, before we move any further. Pro potential went up, so it seems like our players are on the rise. Coach stability went down for some reason. I don't know if one of our coordinators left, maybe. And then coach prestige went down. I don't know why that would go down. So, yeah, somebody must have left, I would assume. I should probably go in and see my staff and see if anything changed. So, let's see here. Coach abilities. I don't remember their names, though. This guy looks the same. This guy looks the same. So, I don't know why we're not doing why stuff's going down. I don't know. Final top 25, of course, we were not added to that. Oregon apparently winning, I would assume. I don't know. I'll have to look and see who won the national championship. That's not too important. Award winners, we're going to go ahead and check out. We're not going to have anybody really in any of these. I was hoping to look more at, first teams and stuff. I don't think we'll have anybody. Jesus, Oregon just fucking, clean sweeping virtually everything, it felt like. Yeah, not really anybody going in there. We're going to go to All-Americans, maybe. Can we sort by conference as well? We can. Sun Belt, we did get Jalen White as the first team running back, so that is pretty nice. Marquise Watson Trent, of course, getting the first team middle linebacker, which I know a lot of these teams aren't really based upon stats or anything. It's more just based upon overalls. Freshmen, we did get Elijah Walton, our tight end, and Robert Wright Jr. We did get a couple guys involved in that situation, and then nothing really else. So we did get a couple guys here and there, of course, but nothing too major. We're going to go ahead and check out stats. We're going to go check out season stats because I don't really care about career stats. So J.C. French, only 2,800 yards on the season, 16 touchdowns, 8 picks. It's not completely terrible, but Definitely not where we want him to be. 1,300 yards, 15 touchdowns for Jalen White. Definitely looking good. O.J. Arnold, I just don't think had enough attempts for himself. Apparently, the deal breaker on Jalen White's being met, so we might be losing him. Burgess, definitely good, but unfortunately, we will be losing him. Funkley Shelton, also very good. We'll have him for at least one more season, potentially. Josh Dallas, 457 yards, 2 touchdowns. Not bad from him. Definitely need him to improve more. Not worried about sacks. I'm really not. Sacks aren't where we need them to be, but 4 interceptions from Pouncey. Unfortunately, we'll be losing him. He did end up having that blocked field goal to save the game against, I don't even remember at this point. Fulser, 6 for 11, just not where we want him to be. 62 overall. I don't expect him to continue to be with this team. Alex Smith, not doing bad. No kick or punt return touchdowns. So nothing too crazy on the team. No team stats that were really sticking out. We're going to go ahead and check out the roster real quick just to show you guys a couple things. So we are going to be losing a lot of guys, right? We're going to be losing 2 quarterbacks. And then the rest of the quarterbacks, I don't even think I'll probably keep. I'll probably end up getting rid of them. We should be keeping Jalen White as long as he doesn't want to transfer. We should be keeping a lot of our guys, to be fair, as long as they don't transfer. There's definitely guys that, I don't think we'll be keeping just because of, who we'll have coming in behind them. But there's still definitely some guys that to keep. Fromm's going to be out of here. McKell's still going to be here. Nobody else really to mention at tight end. We're going to lose a couple offensive linemen here and there as well. Like I said, some of these guys might just be cut because of overalls or because we got other guys that I would like to get involved. But not losing anybody too high. Losing Watson Trent's definitely going to suck. That's kind of why we were going after a lot of linebackers. Davion Hicks needs to step up going into next year. And we don't really have a whole ton of speed at linebacker. Corners, we are losing one in Pouncey, who did play the slot this season. Stampled, goddamn, he did not play good. Hill didn't play good either. Chance Campbell, just look at him. And then Mathis. We will have a couple guys hopefully coming in. Aiden Jackson apparently, I think, got his red shirt taken away then, I guess. I could have swore I just basically put it on anybody that wasn't going to be starting right away on red shirt, but I could be wrong in that situation. Like I said, just, Oregon winning the championship 45-38 against Miami. So, we'll go ahead and sim past the end of the season recap. Coach Prestige, apparently Jalen White, Pimbley, the left guard, our center, and our left end, and 24 other players might have interest in leaving. I really hope Jalen White doesn't leave, but if he's going to leave, it's going to be tough to persuade. Yeah, we're not getting him back. Pimbley decides to stay, so that's good. We'll have the junior coming back for his last season, potentially. Chandler Strong, I would like to bring back. He has not decided to come back. I'm going to be honest, I'm not too high on Frazier. I think we'll let him walk. Stampley, not too high on. Fall, I think I should try to bring back. I'm not too high on Sanders, Speed, or Collier. I think I might let most of those guys walk. How many more persuasions do I have? 3. I think it's going to have to be on Walton here. Walton has decided to stay, so that is good. We're going to try Fallout as well. He has decided to stay. And then I'm going to try to bring Collier back. He is still going to leave. So we are going to be losing everybody but Wembley, Fall, and Walton. So we are losing a sophomore center. We are losing Jalen White as well. So Jalen White is leaving. Coach Prestige is the reason why. I don't understand why Coach Prestige dropped. Like I said, we kept both of our coordinators. We had a decent record. So because I think those are the requirements when players are leaving. Is like, how long a coach has been with the program? What's the record? Coach stability, just certain things. I guess they just want it out. There's not much to it. I can't do much more than that, right? If they're wanting to leave because of the coaching situation, I can't do much more, right? Because I am the coach, right? Draft results. And losing Jalen White particularly sucks because, we won't have that potential to send him to the NFL and potentially get some rewards back in that. Transfer portal is where we're going to start off at. We're going to check out 1 stars. Well, first interest, we're going to just scroll through the 5. There is one 5-star. Wow, Jaden Ott, halfback out of Chino, California, a true junior, elusive back, 6 foot, is leaving California. Apparently, he's wanting to stay in a similar state. 4 stars. There is a 4-star that does have us number 2. He is a junior, Caleb Ransaw, out of Harvest, Alabama. I'm definitely going to go after him. He's leaving Tulane, so potentially could be coming to us if we have the right pitch to him. I don't know if there's anybody I would particularly want to go after that would be game-changing. A lot of the 3 stars, I think I would rather just stick to bringing in some other guys. Christian Ellis could be an option. A 3-star zone strong safety could be an option. I don't want to bring in too many guys. Jericho Washington out of Atlanta, Georgia, former team Kennesaw. I'm going to try on him as well because he is a freshman. Jaden Lewis as well from Anniston, Alabama. I'm not seeing a whole ton more that I want to try after. Colin Coates could be one. I would like to see if there's maybe a QB. Doesn't look to be a QB interested in our program. The only one being Timmy McClain. Maybe scout him, see what we have there. No running backs want to come. That's about all we'll look at for the transfer portal. This is about the most I've used transfer portal, by the way. The transfer portal. There are just no QBs interested in coming to my team, apparently. There are legitimately 0 QBs interested in coming to my program, transferring. I understand we have some low fucking stats, but geez. And no running backs either interested in joining the program. So we're going to have to rely on who we have. So we will go ahead and check out all the transfer guys real quick. Malachi Magnum apparently wants out. I'm going to leave him on the board, though, because there's still a possibility that he can sign. Christian Hand, on the other hand, I don't think we'll even have a chance to get. So we'll just go ahead and back out of him real quick. I will say I do need to put points on everybody that I want. That is definitely a thing. I'm going to go ahead and send the house at Nagy. I want to get him locked up. I want to go ahead and get Dennis locked up. I should be able to hard sell him if I remember correctly. Yeah, A-, B-, D+. Yes, I should be able to sell him. So we'll go ahead and send him 40. Beckham, on the other hand, I'm not too worried about. If somebody comes in and grabs him, I'm not too worried about it. Malua, I'm also not worried about. Angelo Paris, though, is a big guy that I want. I'm going to hard sell him if correct. So that should be 10, 8, and yeah, so it should easily go through if it's a C-. You just need like a C+ average, I think, to sell somebody, if I remember correctly. And that would probably average out to a C+. So going to hard sell him. I'm not going to schedule any visits just quite yet. I didn't even look and see if I can hard sell Kevin Breeze yet. Let's look and see if we can hard sell him. C-, what is that? So B- is an 8. So C- would be 7, 6, 5. 5 plus 8 plus 4. 5 plus 8 is 13. Plus 4 is 17. So no, we should not sell him. So we'll send the house instead. Wooden. I'm going to try to hard sell. Fuck. Okay, so he has coach prestige and proximity to home. You need to find one that has both coach prestige and proximity home, and either academic prestige or let's see. No, it's not worth selling him either. So it's sell the house. We'll send the house because it won't go to a C+ average right there. This one, B-, B+, so 8 plus 10 plus 4. 22, so it is worth selling on Trey Quantro here. So we'll send team player to him. Wooden, D+ is 4, 10, and 8. So it would be worth selling him as well on his pitch, which is it's game time. I'm also going to send them 10 extra points each just to make sure that we're locking some of these guys up. If we can lock some of these guys, I've always been a big fan of locking guys up early and then coming back and getting who you need rather than like sitting back on guys, in my opinion. I don't like going after a ton of guys. I'd rather just go after who's available and who I want than sitting back and waiting on some of them. Caleb Ransaw, this is a guy that I definitely want to bring in either way. He's a 4-star. He'll help out the defense immediately. I'm going to send him 50 right off the bat, see if we can jump up to number 1. Christian Ellis. Do we even scout these guys? Because I don't know if it's going to tell me whether or not they're like gems or not. So I'm just going to offer scholarships. These are a lot of guys that can come in and start right away probably, if not help us out at minimum. Timmy McClain I'm definitely going to scout though. I don't want to bring in some bum. 86 speed is very good. Sleight of hand, step up. 88 throw power isn't spectacular, but 80s across the board. He definitely looks like somebody that I would be interested in. And I'm going to send like 5 points to each of them just to kind of get them locked in and going the correct direction. If we can get some of these guys, cool. If other teams really, really want them, I'm not going to worry about it too much. Like I said, I don't love using the transfer portal as much. It's definitely not something that I'm like sitting there like, I'm going to use the transfer portal so much. No, I definitely like keeping my own, bringing in my own guys and stuff. We're going to just send 5 points to each of them just to make sure that we're getting them going. Oh, wow, Wake Forest is going to beat us. That's crazy on Dennis. Do we pull our points then here? I'll send him the 10 extra points because I don't really have anybody to spend it on at this moment, but I think they're going to beat us on him, and I think they're going to end up getting him. So we'll go ahead and sim the week, see where we're at, and maybe adjust, depending. I know I'd said I didn't like spending like low points on a bunch of players. I would rather just go after the main guys, but some of these guys we just have to. Yep, Dennis goes to Wake Forest. It looks like we were basically neck and neck with them up until the end, so Wake Forest made a very big push for him. He wasn't somebody I was super excited about either, so it's not too big of an issue. But it definitely does suck losing somebody like that. So Dennis, we're going to get the points back on. I kind of do want Tobias just a little bit, so we'll send him an extra 25. Harris, we're good on. I don't think Marshall's going to make a comeback. Breeze, we're good on. Wooden, we're good on. Quantrill, we're good on. Wooden, I'm going to send the extra 10 points to, if I can. No, just take that off. No, I can't take that off because we don't have 65 unlocked yet. We'll just send the extra 5 to him. Caleb Lay, I'm out on. I'm sorry. Missouri's going to make too big of a push for me to really worry about going and getting him. JT Roten would be a good D tackle. Gem, 6'3", 285. Move him inside. I'm going to send the house at him. Franklin Renfro, I'm going to have to send more points to. Can I hard sell him yet? Would it even be worth it? A+, which is 13 plus 4. I'm going to have to try to figure out what his pitch would be. So it's both proximity to home and program tradition. Not many are going to have those two in it. It could be campus lifestyle, which would be 13 plus 4 plus 6. So that would be 23. So it would definitely be worth it to sell. Is there any other ones that have proximity to home and program tradition that also are still like a question mark is what I'm trying to say. Like the other ones have proximity to home and program tradition, kind of like this one, but it also has the interest as pro potential, which is already X'd out for him. I'm not seeing any other ones that are proximity to home and program tradition. So we are going to sell him on that, hoping that that goes through properly. I'm going to send the extra 15 points to him as well. Hakeem, we're fine on. I'm going to leave him for now. I can't sell him either. So that is fine. Magnum, we're still top 5. We're still progressing. He might sign with us, even though we do not have a B-, just because we are his top team. Ransaw is getting interest from Bama. I don't know if we're going to be able to compete with that. I do not think we're going to be able to compete with that. Even if we send him on a visit, I don't think we'll be able to compete. I want to just see if I send him the extra points, would that get me in the correct spot? I'm going to take points off of Nagy right now. I'm just going to see if we even have an interest unlocked for him that is high enough, and we don't know any of his interests. So there's no reason for me to do this because I would probably end up losing out on him anyway. I'm probably just going to have to take the points off of him and focus on 3 stars at this point. Because if I send points after him and it doesn't work, then I'm going to fuck myself in the long run. We are second, but I'm going to leave the points on him just to see what happens. If Bama takes him, Bama takes him. It's as simple as that. Washington, I'm just going to send the extra 25 at it. I'm going to send the extra 10 at him for now. Jaden, we're in the lead on. Coates, we're not quite in the lead on. I'm going to send extra 10 after him. McLean, Jesus, everybody's going after him. I'm going to send the extra... I don't think we can send the extra 5 after him. Appalachian, Ohio, all jumped us. I think Timmy McLean, I think we just got to take off the board for now. I don't think we'll be able to get back into him. So I'm actually going to come back down here, take points off of Colin Coates. So we can send 25 after him instead. Hopefully we can get some of these guys locked up. If we can get some of these guys locked up, we'll have a little bit more points to spend, potentially go after a kicker and a punter. Yeah, so just looking at the board overall, we're in a good situation, right? A lot of these guys could be committing within the next week. There's definitely some guys that I think I'm going to lose out on, right? Ransall, we're going to lose out on, but I'll be more upset, not knowing the outcome, right? Taking the points off of him, and we could have went and got him. That's the biggest thing right now. You definitely could say I could go upgrade some some trees real quick. I know we're going after a lot of defensive guys. Increase weekly recruiting hours for DBs. I don't have the extra points to really go towards them right now. So it's not that big of a deal. I guess we can do this one just to influence that a little bit better. And just in case we look at some running backs real quick, we'll do that. And this, just to get those situated for when we have to. And just do that. Just get everything up to at least level 2 for now. And then depending on what we have to do with the rest of the offseason, as well as the start of next season, we'll determine what skill trees we increase from there. But that should be the end of offseason recruiting week 2. So hopefully we can get a couple guys committed so that we can have a full-blown, ready-to-go team. We are in the lead on a couple people. It didn't say whether or not Ransall committed. I don't think it did anyway. So that could mean that we're still in the running. We are still in the running. I got to find a way to... It still hasn't unlocked his interest. Are you fucking me right now? It still hasn't unlocked his interest. We got to stay in it, though. Do I go spend the extra 5 points so I can get 10 extra points on him? I think we have to. I think I have to upgrade that coach skill right now so that we can get those extra 10 points on him. We just have to at this point. It just makes the most amount of sense. If Ransall comes here, that could help our back end so much. Like I said, I don't love using the transfer portal. I really don't. Washington Jr. we're losing out on. I think we almost just have to let him run. I don't think I can sit here and continuously send points after him. I think we're going to lose him to Buffalo. No, Memphis. I can't continue to put the points on him at this point. So, Washington Jr., have fun. Everybody else, Renfro we're doing good on. Hakeem we're doing good on. Wooden we're doing good on. Wooden we're doing just about as much as we can. Yeah, we can't send any more points his way. I don't think we're losing out on really anybody else. Nagy needs to commit. That's the one guy that I need to commit right now. As well as Paris. If we can get Paris, if we can get Breeze, and if we can get Nagy, that's an extra 150 points that we'll have going into the last week. As well as Quantro and Wooden. If we can get all those guys to commit this week, we should have a ton of extra points. I'm going to send all my points after Ransall. I just don't have the points to schedule a visit right now. And we're going into week 4. I got to find somewhere to pull points off of right now. I think Quantro, I got to pull 10 off of. I need the 10 right now. As much as I love Quantro, I got to pull the 10 off of him right now. Rorton, I can't pull the points off of. Actually, I can. I can send 40 his way. Do 25, 5, and 10. That would give me the 40. That would get me the hours. I'm going to put 5 back on Quantro just to give him a little bit more of a boost than what I was hoping for. I'm going to schedule the visit for Caleb Ransall. I just don't know what he would be interested in, right? Because like proximity to home maybe is probably one of my better options. Because we're in week 3, right? Are we not in week 3? If we're in week 3, because it says we can schedule a visit for week 3. So does that mean we could schedule a visit for week 4 once we get there? Because if so, then I'll put the points back onto people. Yeah, because it says week 3 or week 4. I'm confused. I'm just going to leave it for now. I'm going to trust my instincts. I'm going to leave it for now. I'm going to send extra points to other people. I'm going to put maybe some points back on some of the linebackers as well. I think we're good in a couple other places. I'm actually going to probably take Kiki off. I don't want him. I don't think I do. I think if I remember correctly, he's slow as shit. Yeah, I'm just going to take him off. There's no point in bringing him. I do not want him. I really, really don't. I'm not going to bring people that I do not want. Jericho Washington, I'm going to kick you off the board for now, too. I'm going to send 25 to Lewis. Take 5 off of him. He's at 25. Did I take? Yeah, I took Timmy off. So we have 25 points to go towards the rest of the guys. Gonna send an extra 10 to Ellis. Gonna send an extra 10 to Hakeem, and the extra 5 to get him up to 40. Get him pushing even more in the correct direction. We can take those points back off of those guys once we get to the next week. Hopefully we can still send a visit to Ransall. Hopefully we can get him in and hopefully committed. As long as he doesn't commit to Bama this week, we should be fine. We should have an opportunity. Kevin Breeze commits. It's only and Caleb Ransall fucking committed. I thought we were still outside the top 3, or we were in the top 3 but not at the commitment stage yet. I should have just taken a chance. That sucks. So we lose out on him. Granted, he wasn't gonna be a long-term impact guy, but he would have had a year. So that sucks. I was hoping we would get one more week to try to convince him, and we could potentially send him on a decent enough visit. Coates, I need to go after. I can't let him dip out on us. We're going to send him on a visit play style. We'll also send him an extra 10. Lewis, we're fine on. Ellis, we're fine on. Renfro, we're right there. I can't do much more than what I'm already doing. Hakeem, we're good on. Rorton, we're good on. Wooden, we're good on. Quantro, I'm going to need to put points back on him. We'll add the 10 and the 5 back. Wooden, we are good on. We'll leave him as is. Harris, we're good on. Beckham, we're good on. Nagy, we're good on. Okay. We're good on basically everybody. Most of the guys should commit to us. Coates is going to be one of the closer ones, as well as Renfro. Not too worried about them right now. I do need to look at a kicker. That is one thing I do need to look at. I need to look at a kicker. I don't think we have the kicker right now. I don't think we do. I'm going to pick out 2 or 3 power guys, and I'm just going to have to go after them. I think what I do is Scales is already having interest from North Carolina. 88 and 76. 76 kick accuracy. I think I just have to put points on Scales and hope he commits. Send him a scholarship and put the rest of the points on him. I think this is it. I think this is the final push. So I'm going to send him a scholarship. Yeah, just take the other 2 off. Do we blind throw some scholarships out there potentially on a couple guys? Jeez, having this low of points just sucks so much. It really does. There's not even... Oh, I thought I was on 3-star. I was like, damn, there's not even fucking 3-star running backs anymore? I just don't think I do, because then if I fucking... But then again, if I go after athletes, they might be okay at other positions. Like if I go after Corn Anders right now, and Schlesinger. I think I'd rather go after Cam Thompson, though. And just send them scholarships. Hopefully they're good enough athletes. No, I can't do that. I can't. It would end up being like 61 overall fucking corners and shit. I just gotta put points on scales and hope we can get him. So yeah, this is the recruiting class basically, because this is the last week. So we'll see what happens here. Send to the next week. Hopefully we get a bunch of our guys. Just couldn't lock up enough of them. Javante Nagy, Angelo Paris, Trey Quantro, Alex Wooden, Lloyd Wooden, TJ Rorton. That's it. Beckham goes to Duke. Coates goes to Buffalo. I spent so many points on that dude too. That actually sucks. That actually does suck a lot. So Beckham, we lost out on. So he goes to Duke. We got Hakeem, we got Renfro, and we did get Rorton. So we do have some defense tackles coming in. Malachi Magnum, again, another guy that came in. We're losing Coates. We didn't get Scales either. We did get Lewis. We did get Ellis. We did get 2 of the transfers that we went after. Not enough though, because we spent way too many points on people that we did not end up bringing in. Like a lot of guys. We lost out on Dennis. We lost out on Ransall. We lost out on a lot of guys. That's terrible. Could have had a pretty deep class. Instead, we're going to have a pretty shallow class. This isn't a bad starting point, right? I'm not going to sit here and pretend like we're like still in the depths of hell, right? This definitely gets us going in the correct direction. Like I said, first year, you can't worry about getting too many gems. You cannot worry about getting gems, right? Because if you worry about getting gems, you're going to miss out on a lot of guys that are going to be solid players for you. It just is going to suck that we, don't have as many guys as I wanted to. Position changes. I know we are going to go to the athletes real quick and make sure these guys get put up in their correct position. Lloyd Wooden. He's actually a better fucking safety than he is a fucking linebacker right now. We're going to make him a left outside linebacker for now. He's a higher overall there. We'll go to Moffett. He's the best position he's at is, of course, quarterback. We'll go to Quantro next. He should be a linebacker. He is actually a better edge rusher. Nice. I'm going to put him at... I think speed rushers don't develop, though. I'm going to put him at middle. Walt Merriman, another quarterback that we should be getting. He is a decent tight end, just not big enough, so we'll put him at QB. Nagy, another guy. Javante Nagy, he should be a tight end. 65 tight end. He is actually a better linebacker than he is a fucking tight end. Jesus. He is also a better defensive lineman than he is a tight end. But I kind of need him at tight end right now. So we'll just put him at tight end. We can move him in maybe a year or two when we have some more positions set in stone. Tyler Hendricks, 6'5", 249. I think he should be a tight end, right? I think he was a tight end for us. So we'll put him at tight end for now. That should just about do it. I don't think there's going to be too many position changes, to be fair. There might be a couple position changes just to get guys off the team that I don't need. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and count up everybody and then see where we're at and see who I need to get rid of. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the position changes that I did end up making just to make the team a little bit more well-rounded. I didn't move Budge because I do plan on cutting him. He's just going to be too low in overall. I don't think he's going to progress enough for me to really require him to stay. And if I really have to go to backup, I might go to Moffett or even Merriman in their first season as a true freshman. Fitzgerald just doesn't get it done for me. Too low of speed, too low of everything. I just don't think he's going to be really worth it having to go to him. If we have to go to him, I think it's kind of over at that point, right? Running back kind of looking pretty weak after Jalen White has left. Receiving is looking weak as well. We definitely need to hit the offense side of the ball again in terms of recruiting. We do have Hendricks, Nagy, and Semple. I would assume most of them are probably going to need to get redshirted, and we'll probably just rock with Walter McHale and Lester this season, if not Oscar Ramirez as well. Offensive line, I did my best to try to make it, okay across the board.
Clancy could potentially play right tackle. I think that's probably what we're going to have him do at this moment. So we'll probably actually swap him and the other guy. We'll move Colin Clancy over to right tackle, and we'll move Matthew Williams over to left tackle, just to make it a little bit easier on ourselves. So we will have a decent group at each position. Center, we did move Brian Mays over, so we are getting a little bit boost at a center, but we might end up redshirting him just to save him a season and call it a injury season and have Ethan Williams starting. But overall, the team looks pretty nice. Should get a decent boost from Titus Jackson as well at right guard. Kevin Breeze moving down to left end for us. Anders, a left outside linebacker from a year ago, getting moved down to edge. Like I said, we are getting rid of Budge just to make sure we get rid of him. We are putting him at D tackle. That's something I always do. Trice is another guy that I think I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of and put at D tackle. We are only 2 guys over our 85 limit, so those will be the 2 guys that do get cut. And then I did just balance out the linebacking core and some of the other positions as well. I think I'm going to want to start Tyrell Davis. So we're going to swap him and the other free safety. We'll move Tyrell Davis over to free safety since Christian Ellis, the freshman now sophomore that we just brought in, will be starting. So he will look pretty good in that situation. Yeah, I think it was Aiden Jackson that we brought in, right? It was Aiden Jackson, right? It would have to be him because I don't think it would be anybody else. And then we'll actually leave that free safety there. So we're actually losing a lot of safety depth. A lot of safeties to begin with. So it's going to be a hard recruiting class. I think we basically have to fill out our 35-man just to make sure that we have a full team going into next year is more than anything at this point. We did get position changes good to go. Upgrade coach skill trees is fine for now. Training results I'm not going to really look at right now. Let's go ahead, actually, just to make it more noticeable. So J.C. French going up to 78. Colton Fitzgerald up to a 72. Running backs, we do have some good depth now in David and Gibbs, so we should be able to run the ball a little bit. Bryce Baker isn't bad either, especially as a power back. Receivers, Bunkley Shelton not really improving a whole ton. Josh Dallas not improving a whole ton. Jordan Woolen is going to be a big part of this offense. I don't care. 74 overall, 93 speed, 94 acceleration. He's going to be major this season. He's probably going to be starting, to be completely fair. 6 foot, 160, deep threat, just off the charts insane. Dalen Cobb can be a good option too. We could almost redshirt him and give him one more year. For now, I think I'm just going to let him play out his senior year as well as Thompson at this point. Dorsey doesn't look bad, but his speed just kind of kills him. Buchanan, I think I like a little bit more because of his speed. Tight ends, Walton going up in a major way. Nobody else on the tight end in the tight end room is very much improving, to be fair. Wright goes up, Matthew Williams goes up, so they're both usable. Himbley looks good, Cook looks good, Ethan looks good, Hampton looks fucking incredible. We might actually be starting him, and then redshirting Mays. Brown looks incredible at that right guard. We moved him in from right tackle. Titus Jackson at least usable now, and Clancy up to a 78, so good thing moving him over to that right tackle position. Walker looks pretty good, as well as Seca, so we should have some decent depth there. Deshaun Davis, the guy that returned the blocked kick for a touchdown, looks good. He'll end up starting another season and hopefully progressing even more. Our D tackles actually look usable. I was thinking about having to probably use 2 of the true freshmen right away. Stroud looks usable, so he will be hopping in and playing right away, as well as Jacob Hammond. CJ Allen just didn't progress. We might actually have to run a couple of the starting true freshmen. If not, Whitehead could possibly slide into that middle linebacker role. Murphy, McDowell, Brown, and Hill all look usable. We'll probably go to the sophomores over Gamble and Hill, though. Those 2 guys will probably get pushed down to the end of the bench. Davis looked good. Prince Green looks good as well. And of course, because the other dude transferred in, he does not get an upgrade, which is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen. I don't understand why that's a thing in NCAA. Maybe that's just something that they didn't intend, but hopefully they do fix that sooner rather than later if it's not an intended feature. The team looks okay. I don't think it looks anything special, right? I think we're definitely going to have to play above our overall. I think we're definitely going to have to play even better than we did last season, but looking good so far. Encouraged transfers, like I said, we should only be 2 or 3 over. We are 3 over. So Budge is definitely out by. And then, of course, the linebacker we moved will definitely have to be another guy that gets kicked out. Trice, just because he's too small. I think I have to keep Pikes at this moment, because if I don't, I'm going to have to start. I'm going to have to play one of the true freshmen. We'll keep Pikes for now. We'll probably have to just go like lowest overall at this point, which I think is J.J. Bradley in terms of just usefulness and overall. I think he's the guy at this point. I think J.J. Bradley is the odd man out. He's going to get encouraged to transfer. Nobody in particular that will probably end up on any teams. If they did, I would go change them. I just don't think they're going to end up on teams or even be worth picking up for a team. Because even if you do encourage to transfer, they will end up on a team eventually. Sometimes eventually. Custom conference, we're going to stay in our conference. We'll go ahead and simulate to the next week. And start our recruiting process and setting up our schedule. I think I'm going to leave it probably as it spawns in. Just because I don't think it's really worth changing at this point. Because there might be some actual games. I don't know if you're even allowed to change actual games. We are having a ton of bye weeks early, by the way. I would much rather have the bye weeks later. I don't really want to take on USC. I'm going to be 100% honest. I don't think I'm going to take on an FCS team. Just because I think that's a little cheesy. If we do go take on anybody, we just got to take on a low overall opponent. I kind of want to go take on Eastern Michigan. Fresno State, I don't really want to take on. I'm going to do custom. We're going to go get our revenge against Kennesaw. I think that's definitely something we need to go do, is go take on Kennesaw. I think us being in Georgia Southern, I think we need to go take on another Georgia team, and I think that would be the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. I think that would make sense as well. UMass being ranked. Do we take them on? They're 10-3 last season. Could be an interesting game. Or we could go take on somebody else. I don't think we take on Georgia yet. I don't think Georgia would want to play us, to be fair. And if they did want to play us, it's just to beat the living fuck out of us. And I don't think we're at that point where I want to do that. So we're going to skip out on that for now. I do want a decent test, though. I'm thinking Northwestern. We're going to go play Northwestern. Let me see UMass. They're ranked. I'm going to actually put them on the schedule. We're actually going to take Eastern off. Take UMass off of this spot. For now, I'm going to see if we can play them right away. Get our first ranked win. This would give us a very good chance to get our first ranked win, and I'd be much happier to do so. We're also going to still take on Eastern. Nope, okay. I gotta go take FCS off. And then I can schedule Eastern. I think that would be a fun matchup. I don't know why, I just want to. Either them or ECU would be fun, maybe. I'm not seeing a whole ton of other teams that I just like want to take on, right? I don't want to take on somebody that's going to come in and just fuck us in the mouth, especially. I don't think that would be fun. So, yeah, I think we're going to take on Eastern for now. I think they're probably one of the better matchups for us. They're decent enough overall. Lower ranked, same ranked program. I think that's a fine start to the season. And then we'll take on Texas State, Old Dominion, Georgia State, Southern Miss, Marshall, Coastal Carolina, James Madison, and, of course, App State to finish out the season. That looks good enough for now. Like I said, I don't want to take on anybody that's going to be particularly too difficult. Eastern Michigan kind of has a bad record, and we got to take on Kennesaw and Georgia Tech. Let's find a team that had a winning record. Let's find a team that had a winning record last season that we could go take on. Liberty would be fun. I think Liberty, as long as they have a winning record, 11-3, fuck it. Let's take them on. We got to face teams that are good, right? I don't think we can continue to hide from that. I think we do need to go take on some good teams. So Liberty, UMass are going to be two above average teams, and then of course we're taking on Kennesaw State to get our revenge, and Georgia Tech to stay in state. I don't really remember if it's at home or away. I don't really care enough. So let's go add some prospects though, just in case. Are any 5-stars interested in us? No. Okay. Not gonna waste my time on any of them. 4 stars. There are a couple guys. There's a corner and a right outside linebacker. I'm gonna try it. Just gonna try it. Just gonna see what they want. Gonna need to add at least one quarterback. So I think we just grab the top couple guys and see what we have with them. We're going to grab the top 5 and see what we have with them. Halfbacks, I do need to add a couple. I don't like receiving backs. Don't like JUCO transfers. We'll grab Ruffin. We'll grab Hooks, Walters, Ludwig, and Dalton. For receivers, we definitely need to add a couple. We'll go Revis. I don't like route runners. I don't like JUCO. Deep threat and Josh. Burns. DeVito. Knight. Can we get some more deep threats? And Freeman we'll start off with. Tight ends. I like vertical threats more, so we'll look for them first. Especially being 6th, it doesn't really change a whole ton for us. I do want to find some more vertical threats. I like vertical threats a lot more. They just seem to progress a little bit better and be more polished, I guess I could say. Okay, that's good enough for now. We'll go after a couple tackles. We'll go after the top 4. We'll go after the pass protector as well. Go after Van Horn. Offensive linemen don't matter as much. You can definitely move them around if need. Godspeed, Goodspeed we're going after. Scroggins we're going after. I'd go after him, but he's JUCO. Is there anybody else worth going after at the offensive tackle position? I'm just trying to figure out who I would want to go after. Jaquez Magaloom. Jesus, what a fucking name. 6'7", I like that. I like going after some of the big fucking boys. Just because. Okay, Jesus, I need to stop adding fucking tackles, though. I need to look at some safeties, though. That's what I need to look at. And if I want strong safeties, those are the guys I have to go after first. Strong safeties go off the board so much faster than anybody else. I don't think we'll be able to scout everybody. Deontay Hack. Broken Gem. Keep him on the board, though. Keep him on the board. Like I said, Broken Gems sometimes go off the board less quick than normal or actual gem prospects. So keep him on the board because he is a 4-star. He could still be a high enough overall to come to our school and really help out. One thing I do need to remember is to not over-scout, right? If I get to a position where I find a gem at that position and that's the guy I want to go after, don't continue scouting. Hazelwood, no thank you. Get off my fucking board. Wade Rich, nope. Melvin Tam, that's fine enough. I don't think I want to scout any more QBs. Ruffin, looks okay. Hooks. Broken Gem, keep him on the board for now. Just see what he is. Walters, Jesus. Ludwig does look good. And I remember, you can still put scholarships on guys in these first couple weeks. So, in this first week. So we'll go Ludwig. We're going to go after Hack. We're going to go after Potassi. We'll send one at Tam. I don't think I want to scout any more running backs. So sorry, Poljan. We're not going to scout you. Revis, no thank you. Josh Brendanson looks good enough. We'll send a scholarship his way. I almost want to just send scholarships after everybody and then see who shakes out of the trees almost. I think that could be an option as well. Just because then I can see interest for some of these guys. Because I don't want to go after somebody that's just not going to have interest in us. I just don't think that's a smart move. I'm going to have to pick a couple of these guys to drop, though, on the offensive line. Offensive line, I think, is a little different. I think we're just going to have to pick guys at this point. And Manny, since we're in the lead on him, we'll go after him. So Manny. So we'll just do Manny. We're going to scout him anyway, I guess. Manny, Levovich, and George will send scholarships to. We'll do Morton. We'll just do all 3 tight ends just to see where they're at. We'll go Deontay Freeman. We'll send scholarships to all the receivers because we do need help in those positions. Like I said, we can always scout guys later. I just want to make sure that we're covering our bases with getting scholarships sent out to the correct people so that hopefully we can get a lot of these guys in here. Like I said, we're going to have to fill out the recruiting class basically full. We have a lot of seniors, a lot of guys that are lower overalls left on the team that we just kind of have to deal with. Wade Ritchie, what were you? 76 speed. Get off my board, please, for the love of God. Kenya Couch, send him a scholarship. Terrence Ruffin, yes, send him. He has decent abilities. Xavier Hooks, you're slower than a power back. No, thank you. Walters doesn't really have ability, so I'm going to take him off the board as well. Now we'll start scouting the last couple guys. We're going to scout Kenya Couch because if he's not good, I'm just going to take him off. 80 speed, decent acceleration. I'm going to leave him on for now. Do I feel like trying to scout another guy? I do kind of want to scout another guy. I kind of want to scout McCord. That's who I want to scout. And he's a bust. 91 speed, though, it could be interesting. I'm going to leave him on the board for now. So now that we have the recruitment board set up, we should be in a good situation to move forward. We have the custom schedule set up, as well as, like I said, the recruiting board, so we should be in a good spot to simulate to the next week. We do have some points to use up. I'll end up using them up sooner rather than later. I should have gotten some of these done because it would have had increased starting interest from some of these guys. I definitely think I need to go after some offensive linemen, but then again, it doesn't matter to upgrade that right now. So we'll end up in that we already have done. I don't have any D linemen. So we'll do this, and we'll do this, and we'll do this, just so I can send extra points to guys that I want. I don't know how many points we're going to have going into the next season. We'll go ahead and simulate and get set up for week 0, where we will be taking on UMass right away. And then we can get the rest of the season set up later. We are already losing out on a couple guys. That's totally fine. If they don't want to be here, that's fine. But we will be taking on UMass. We got red shirts to take care of, depth chart to take care of, all that fun stuff. I do just want to see how many recruiting hours we do have. We only have 400. Ugh, Jesus. Fuck. Yeah, it's gonna be a difficult season. It's gonna be another season of just like, holy fuck, here we go type of shit. The Dominic Morton we're out on, Scroggins we're out on, and Childress we're out on. That's fine. Yeah, it's going to be a difficult process because we don't even have like enough points to really start scouting guys, and we still need to start sending points after guys. It's gonna be a fun, interesting situation. Like, we only got a couple gems on our board so far. I think guys that we have to send points after is Brendanson right now. I think Ruffin and Ludwig right now. Kutassi, Hack, and maybe a couple of the offensive linemen at this point. Hopefully we can get a couple of those guys going in the correct direction, and getting those guys signed pretty fast would be the option for us. But if you guys do enjoy this video or any of the videos here on my channel, I would appreciate it if you guys do stick around and subscribe. I'll be back with more videos like this. But with that being said, I'm out. Peace.